Last week, though, I attempted to call Walmart because we were dealing with this problem. In my mind, it's a problem. I'll go over it one more time really quickly, and then I'll try to get Walmart on the phone in order to find out about this. But you have these old people at Walmart. I cannot be the only person who's noticed this. You have these senior citizens at Walmart, and they're the greeters at the door when you first walk into Walmart. But they're not just the greeters because they are assigned to, when you're walking out, if there's anything that's not in the bag, they're supposed to stop you and ask to see the receipt and then circle something on the receipt and to let you go through. However, because they're so old and they can't really think about what they're doing, they're terrible at their job because a line ends up forming out on the other side of them as they go through the list and try to find the one thing to circle. They don't see very well. Again, the lady near me, there's a lady who has an oxygen tank that's hooked up to her, and she's standing there. I'm telling you, if you don't walk right up to these people, they're not going to be able to see you that you have some work that they need to do. And if they're already busy with one person, 10 people can go past. And if you walk through that little detector and you hear that noise, you know that bomb, bomb, bomb. They don't know who did it. Trust me, they don't know who did it. Their ability to perceive is so low that unless that person runs right up to them and say, "Hi, Mr. Greeter. Hi, Mrs. Greeter. It was I who set off the alarm. It was me. I stole something, but the alarm caught me. I'm embarrassed. Here's the item that I stole. Place me under arrest. Detain me until the police arrives." Unless that happens, there is nothing that these elderly people are going to be able to do. I question whether or not they even hear it. They don't hear that alarm because their hearing aids probably can't detect that sound. And I wonder for the safety of these people. I worry for the safety of these Walmart employees that are 90 years old. I've always felt that when you're that old, you don't need to be working. And when I say you don't need to be working, I'm not saying it from the standpoint of you don't have a right to work. Nobody should hire you. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you get that old, you need to be enjoying your years because you don't have any years left. Probably. When you're 90 years old, the chances of your making 91 are slim to none. And they go down every year. At a certain point, your chances of living go into the negative. So who wants to be working at Walmart as a pseudo security guard? Because that's really what they are. If there any time your job is to stand right next to the buzzing machine that goes off when someone is attempting to steal something, you are also acting as a security guard no matter what your assigned role is.
Thank you for calling Walmart Customer Relations. This is Stevie. May I have your name, please?
Hey, Stevie. My name is Dan Delgado.
Nice to meet you, Dan. How may I help you?
Hi. I have a question. It's not really more of an observation that I've noticed, and it's not a problem. I didn't have any problems in any stores. In fact, I almost shop exclusively at Walmart, which may be the reason why I've noticed this. In many of the Walmart stores, I have noticed, the upfront areas where they have the people that check if you are bringing something back or if there's something that's not in your bag. They have to circle it on the receipt if there's something that's a big item or an expensive item. I've noticed that a lot, increasingly at many Walmarts, a lot of those are elderly people, like very, very elderly. And sometimes there's like a line that forms. And I even notice that many times they even miss the people that are going in and out, and they don't necessarily hear the buzzers and the sirens that are going off. And as a concerned customer, I was wondering whether or not there's some sort of a program in place that's geared towards that would explain why in that particular position I see a lot of elderly people. And then, sometimes there's sometimes people in wheelchairs, and sometimes people, there was a woman with an oxygen tank. I just see this so much that I'm thinking that it can't be an accident that they're in those positions. And I'm wondering if Walmart knows about it or if this is something that they're speaking about, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from.
No, it didn't make any sense at all.
I know a lot of management teams, they try to give the elderly people the greeter job because it doesn't involve a lot of walking and things
Right.
like that. So it accommodates them for that. But I don't know if they have a formal program in place to where they hire elderly people for the door.
Okay.
Because I've seen actually a lot of younger people at the door in some other stores. So
Yeah, because it
it's
almost seems like the person at the door, even though they're not giving that assignment, it's almost like they're still kind of like a security guard almost because, when someone goes through that and the buzzer goes off, they're going to be the ones that notice it.
right.
And I think about my own, elderly family members, and I just can't imagine any of them, say, like, pushing their wheelchair really, really fast out the door, trying to catch a person that has just stolen something. It almost seems like, that wouldn't be a safe thing for them to do.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from there. And, like, where's your local store that you noticed this in?
I'm in the Chicago area. There are not very many in the actual city of Chicago, but right outside of the Chicago, we have a bunch of different stores, and I've just, noticed them. I've tried to shop at those super Walmarts where they have the groceries and things like that, and I've just, they have the two sides where you can walk in, and I've seen it, I've seen it a lot, and I always look at them and I wonder about their safety, and I was just wondering again whether or not there was some sort of a formal program. But if that's not the case, then I guess it's the individual managers that are making this decision.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a store-to-store thing for the hiring processes because, yeah, like I said, it could be young people there.
It's
but
just
a lot
like
of times
really
you do
taking
see
his time
elderly
trying to
people
explain
there.
this ridiculous.
But I don't believe we have a
questioning me.
program in place just to hire elderly people.
Now, are the elderly, are they authorized to manually, physically stop someone that is coming through or trying to rush out without paying for something?
They authorized to stop. I know for when you have bigger items like TVs and microwaves that can't go in the bag,
Yeah.
sometimes they do check receipts for that.
Yeah, but if someone is rushing through, would they be able to, say, like, put their wheelchair in front of them or, like, maybe
I see
put
what
out their
you're saying
cane or
there.
trip them or something like that? Or is that not, are they not able to do that kind of thing?
Yeah, they're able to stop them. It's just that, it is an elderly person, so hopefully people are respectful enough just to turn around. But if not, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because they got, I was thinking, like the lady near me, her cane that she holds has that little curve on the end that, not the part that kits on the floor, but the part that she puts her hand on. I was thinking that if she literally turned that around, that would actually be an amazing way to grab someone's attention, because with the curve you could literally hook them and bring them back.
Right, definitely.
All right. Well, I don't know. I guess I guess what you're saying though is it's up to each individual store, and that the elderly people that are working there, they can take more action if they feel the necessary. And actually, that might be kind of genius and brilliant, because a lot of people aren't going to expect the elderly to push their wheelchair into them or take the cane and pull them back or anything like that. So a lot of people actually might be surprised by that, and you might be able to actually catch more people that way because they think that they can get past when they really can't.
Yeah, definitely so. So, yeah, it's definitely a sort of thing, but we appreciate your feedback about it, so we will look into this also.
I really appreciate it. And you have a wonderful day, sir.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What did we accomplish there? We found out that Walmart has no official plan in place in order to stop the elderly from being abused. But I do believe that from this discussion, we found out that they can abuse their power. They can crash their wheelchairs into you if you don't stop. They can take their canes. Maybe taking their canes and pulling you back by the neck. Maybe that woman near me can take her oxygen tank and throw it into somebody who's running through. What do you think?